Gold Town Casino, where you'll get the most bang for your bucks. Top-notch live gaming action, superior dining at Bougainvillea Cafe, and impeccable service you'll never want to leave. With surprises in store every day, why go anywhere else? All here at the Gold Town Casino.
Shadow Mountain occurred around 5:30 p.m. on Saturday evening. It reported as a structure fire from the beginning, with the occupants were egressing out of the structure. There was a language barrier experienced between dispatch and those that were on scene, but it was easily determined that they had a well-involved structure, there was nearby exposures, and that it was a serious incident. While we were en route just about on location, it was confirmed that, again, there was a fully involved single-wide manufactured dwelling. Upon arrival, we confirmed that. We immediately went into a defensive exterior attack because there was no possible way that anybody could go in the structure. The scene size up also revealed that all occupants had safely egressed and there was no one in the structure itself. Also, the other buildings that were located on the property and next door were also evacuated as a precautionary measure. Defensive exterior attack quickly suppressed or at least controlled the fire to the point whereas we could get the hand lines deployed and put out the rest of the fire. The investigation was commenced on scene, and it was determined that it was most likely an accidental fire, and it could be quite possible that it was caused by an electric space heater that was being used in the property and left on after the occupants had left.
This happens frequently during the winter months with the space heaters. Is it space heaters themselves, do you know, or is it the location, or is it them coming in contact with other things?
It's really a combination of all those things. It's close proximity to being placed in nearby combustible materials such as bedding and towels, or even, quite frankly, some people place clothing items over space heaters. The real issue is know the type of the appliance you're buying, what are the safety, follow the instructions as to what and what not to do and where to place them. You always want to check for a UL tag on them, and you want to make sure that no matter what, when you leave the space, you turn them off and unplug them.
The residents of the home, or at least other homes in close proximity, were attempting to put out the fire themselves with a garden hose.
Yeah, and that's one of the big challenges we've been facing on just about every fire we have, people attempting to suppress the fires. And quite frankly, just as in most cases, one of the people that were involved in that effort sustained some smoke inhalation. And it's unnecessary. A garden hose isn't going to affect any good outcome on a fully involved structure. It just doesn't put out the gallons per minute required for any type of containment. And the fire is just going to continue to grow, and they're placing themselves in harm's way. And so then when we arrive, our first priority is life safety, so we're wasting time, in many cases, having to manage and police people and their efforts so that we can get underway with the suppression effort. Good intentions, but please, please just stay away from it. Make sure everybody's safe.
There was some chaos going on in the beginning of the structure fire going on, whether everyone was accounted for, whether people were still trying to fight the fire, kind of going back to the structure and back and forth. What would you recommend?
Everybody do what we do as the fire service. Get everyone away from the structure, meet in a central location, and have what's called a PAR, which is a personnel accountability. In other words, make sure everybody's accounted for, what was their last known location, and then have a point of contact that relays that to the fire department or the sheriff's office.